let's talk about it. I think it's only fair, if we're going to talk about a subject as nightmarishly stupid as NFTs, that we go ahead and open it the same way we always do, like with every other episode, with the fan art section, with artwork that I do not own. From Smolmaru, they said for months they've had art block, and suddenly a spooky Neko Witch appeared. Thanks, Suris, for making me do art for once, even if it is just a doodle. Maybe I'll make a digital version if my motivation stays a little longer. So I took the alternate design from Globenex because it is cute and I like waist belts. Well, the alternate design from Globenex did eventually be the finalized design of the character, so time is a flat circle. Also, there is a finished version of this that we'll get to when we get to that version later on. But thank you very much for the artwork, Smolmaru. It is greatly appreciated. Keep on doing what you're doing. With that said, let's go ahead and roll the intro. Because now we got to talk about NFTs. I specifically want to talk about a subset of NFT culture, but let's talk about what NFTs are before we start violently making fun of people wasting their money like morons. So, what is an NFT? Basically, there is a concept called blockchaining, where you have thousands of computers running algorithms on them all the time and creating effectively what amounts to a unique URL link. When you buy an NFT, you are not buying the artwork, you are buying the link. This is effectively the same thing as buying a receipt that says you own the artwork. So let me give you an example. Let's say I have a grubby old man walking up to me, and I'm looking at the Mona Lisa. And when I look at the Mona Lisa, I go, wow, this is sure fucking neat. Wish I could own it. And he goes, yeah, I can sell it to you. And he hands me a receipt and says it'll be $600. And I go, sweet. This is a piece of history. I own the Mona Lisa. Can I take it home now? And he goes, what? Nope. You can't do that. Okay, but when I ask why can't I take the Mona Lisa home, he has to inform me that I actually own a receipt that he gets to store in another room somewhere, and in that room, the receipt gets stored everywhere, and that is effectively the same thing as saying the blockchain doesn't lie. Yeah, you have a receipt sitting somewhere in a fucking room where nobody can actually access it, but it's there, and you know in your heart of hearts you own it. Now, just like I can copy the Mona Lisa, and you can say, well, you don't own the original. Even if you own the NFT, you don't own the original. You own a receipt that says you own the original. The original was made by the artist, and even when they copy it, because of the way data works, they can never give you the original. Now, what are NFTs here to solve? Well, they're effectively a branch off of the cryptocurrency thing, which I'm not a big fan of either because, well, quite frankly, I like it when graphics cards and processors don't cost an arm and a leg, but because people are using them to build Bitcoin mines, well, they do. But I did mention that it takes a lot of computational power to make one of these things, right? How much? Well, let's say we're making a single NFT. Now, let's say your car had a bad catalytic converter, and you drove it for 300 miles straight, guzzling gas. That is effectively how much energy it takes to produce a single link on this blockchain where an NFT is concerned. You are literally paying to slowly destroy the environment. Now, my analysis could be off, and it could be more, it could be less, but the point is, NFTs take a lot of power that could be used for something else. Because effectively, when you are doing things on the blockchain, you're not really doing anything the same way that you are when you're playing a video game and entertaining yourself, or watching a movie, or doing research. Your computer's basically just on, doing calculations in the ether. And the only reason that those calculations mean anything is because a random group of people agreed that it did. Speaking of those various cryptocurrencies, remember that if you have stock in any particular cryptocurrency, all it takes is Elon Musk saying one disparaging comment about it, and suddenly the value of it plummets to nothing. And that should tell you about the tangibility of these things, their staying power. Now, they are unfortunately a normal part of society now that we just kind of accept, so maybe we should just carry on. But again, these things literally destroy the environment with how they're produced, so I'm not super keen on that. Now, do they destroy the environment to the same amount that the largest corporations in the world do? No, but they certainly destroy them more than you with your gas-guzzling car do on a daily basis, so I'll go ahead and take that win where I can get it. Now, instead of buying an NFT, what could you do with that same amount of money? You could commission an artist to get art for yourself. This avatar right here that I'm using is artwork that I commissioned from Remixin. This cheeseburger under here is artwork that I commissioned from Yarakoro. That Suris that is bouncing over there on the chat box, that is artwork that was gifted to me in the fan art section. You can commission art from your artists. Hell, go down the description of this video and you will find links to all of the artists who are involved in working on my channel. You will find links to Yarakoro, Remixin, Salem Sky, Jack and Quill. Doesn't matter. Literally everybody involved in making something on this channel is gonna be down there. So, I would prefer you actually pay artists who, do work for what they're doing, instead of spending money on a receipt on a blockchain. And I'm about to have to sneeze, so just bear with me. Or not. There it is. There's the sneeze. Anyways, but there's a particular subset of NFTs. There's the monkeys and the lions and shit. I want to talk about the lions for a second. I've got a lovely little graphic for you to go over that we are going to look at, because it is insane the amount of LARPing that goes into this. Now, what are Lazy Lions? Lazy Lions is a collection of 10,000 unique, programmatically generated NFTs. So, they're not even made by an artist at this point. They're made by an AI. The individual assets were made by an artist at one point, but the ways in which these things are assembled is not the same. There are currently over 4,600 unique Lazy Lion kings and queens, owners of these NFTs. The 10,000 unique Lazy Lions designs have been created from a combination of over 160 possible traits, including clothing, mane, expressions, and more. Amongst the Lazy Lion NFTs is a selection of highly desirable rarities. The Lazy Lion NFT collection sold out in 5 hours at launch. So, what is this really? Let's talk about it. These are trading cards. That's all this is. They're trading cards. Now, trading cards on their own is a concept that I'm not super against. But when we have to literally butt-fuck the environment to do it and raise the prices for anybody who wants to even begin editing, gaming, or anything with a computer for thousands of dollars merely for these things to exist, maybe I'm not a big fan of them. But Jaguar says it is money laundering. That's what it is. I am uncertain, but could be the case. Well, yeah. So, what is an NFT? It says on here that they are non-fungible tokens. They're digital assets stored on a blockchain, a public ledger secured by cryptography technology, which to date has typically been associated with cryptocurrencies. Non-fungible means one of a kind. Every non-fungible is, in a way, a unique piece of art that cannot be replicated, thereby ensuring its collectability and scarcity. Boy howdy. Would sure be a shame if somebody, did literally anything about that. Like, here, these things cannot be replicated, right? Now, you've probably heard this joke 1,000 times, but I'll go ahead and do it once more. There, I have now replicated your NFT. I have now successfully replicated your NFT. Because again, you're not paying for the you're not paying for this. This artwork here, this is not the thing that actually has value. It's that random-ass spot on the blockchain that has value. This is fucking worthless. So, but you don't own it? Ownership here is a meaningless concept. I can do just as much with this without owning it as I can whilst owning it. It is the same thing for me. It means there's no difference. There's no fucking difference here at all. Upon purchase, an NFT is then cryptographically secured in a digital wallet, providing the holder with unique ownership rights. Again, you have a receipt sitting in a closet somewhere that is just fucking there. Now, Lazy Lions, bungalows, and private islands. The appeal of Lazy Lions extends beyond the desire for being kings and queens. This is what happens when you're in a multi-level marketing scheme and you're trying to be told that the thing that you bought or the timeshare you got is actually fucking worth something. Now, apparently there's a backstory created by the developers. The Lions have become rich in the NFT space. It's a fucking fan fiction about participating in a fan fiction. What? The Lions have become rich in the NFT space and are subsequently living on a private island community, roaming free and enjoying a lot of spare time, sleeping up to 20 hours a day. A dream come true. Now, you want to know who actually becomes rich here? The person who makes the fucking AI program to do this. They become rich overnight. They became rich instantaneously. You, on the other hand, you're a sucker. You spent hundreds upon thousands of dollars on these things. We got some prices over here we'll look at in a second. But yeah, you spent thousands of dollars on this worthless shit that, again, it's the same thing for me to use it right now. Now, on the private island, luxurious bungalows provided a welcome and comforting space for the Lions to relax. When the bungalows launched, Lazy Lions owners were able to claim a bungalow for free with an additional 1,500 bungalows sold at public pre-sale, which sold out in 15 minutes. Their key stats are their pride. The community is the project. The project is the community. Our community of owners is one of the most engaged and passionate in the... Okay. Are you okay, Baba? Are you okay? Come here. You are the loudest. Jeebus. Anyway, their community of owners is one of the most engaged and passionate in the NFT space. They love to refer to themselves as kings and queens, but no one is more important than the community itself. It's just LARPing. This is just LARPing. That's literally all it is LARPing. I could call myself a king or a queen right now if I wasn't so violently opposed to monarchy. Cryptara, thank you very much for redeeming your points for an ara, you fucking monster. They said, we've witnessed community members that have never met, helping and supporting each other, bonded over the ownership of their lions. See... random people on the internet with money jerking off to each other having money. That's effectively what it is. Now, I can understand the need for community, and I can understand the community building aspect, because, well, I've built a community here on YouTube, and I've built one on Twitch, and this is one of the most amazing parts of doing what I do online, is the fact that there is a community here for me to engage with and within. But, quite frankly... this is masturbatory. And not in the fun way. Their target audience is almost all male. Go figure. Their top age groups, 26 to 35-year-old people. Next to that, 36 to 45-year-old people. So basically, people who are either established or people who might be experiencing a midlife crisis. You could buy a Lamborghini with thousands of dollars, or you could buy a random dumb fuck picture on the internet. Oh, I'm sorry. You can buy ownership to an AI-generated picture. Now, let's go ahead and look at the facts that it has here. Have your community's actual artists, and that's why I ended up hiring, with like one or two exceptions, out of my community. Literally. 34% of the community surveyed says that Lazy Lions was their first NFT. Just some of the major celebrities or influencers that have Lazy Lions include, and literally none of this fucking matters. If you care about the celebrities that do shit, then by all means, but I don't. Celebrity status doesn't mean anything. The highest selling Lazy Lions, $60,000 US, $54,000 US. $333,000 US dollars that you effectively spent on a picture. Now, I would like to give you an example of one of these NFT people. And this is not me trying to punch down specifically. This is not me trying to be a hater of this particular individual. But they've been making a lot of posts on Twitter. And this is because there is a lovely Twitter that if you have not started following them, you should. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Because I'd kept forgetting to. You probably forgot to as well. But it's called Crypto Bros Taking Their L's.
You think it's funny to take screenshots of people's NFTs, huh? Property theft is a joke to you? I'll have you know that the blockchain doesn't lie. I own it. Even if you save it, it's my property. You're mad that you don't own the art that I own. Delete that screenshot.
Again, nobody's mad that you spent $60,000 on bullshit. Nobody's upset at it. Outside of the fact that there's environmental damage that happens because of these NFTs, and we think that that's bad. But nobody cares that you wasted your money on dumb shit. We're pointing out that you wasted your money on dumb shit by copying it. Now, what happens when you get one of these guys on defense, though? Because, I could show you exactly what happens when you get one of these guys on defense.
NFTs, huh?
Here, let's go.
You think it's funny to take screenshots of people's NFTs, huh?
Yep.
Property theft is a joke to you. I'll have you know.
So, let's go ahead and stop you for a second before you tell me what you'll have me know. Yes, property theft is important. Now, would you like to know how you actually get to defend this stuff? There's a thing called copyright. And copyright is created the minute that somebody creates an artwork. When Suzu creates artwork for me, Suzu owns the copyright to it. I tentatively am allowed to use that copyright because they own it. That's how copyright works. When you create a thing, copyright is automatically created, at least in the United States, for you to utilize. Now, it's not the same thing as patenting or something, and it can be sometimes hard to defend in a court of law, but it's effectively the same thing. You've just bought a copyright to a work here, but it's a copyright that is functionally worthless. So do we find it funny to screenshot your NFTs? Oh, fucking absolutely. Absolutely. Spoopy, thank you very much for the follow.
That the blockchain doesn't lie. I own it. Even if you save it, it's my property. You are mad that you don't own the art that I own. Delete that screenshot.
Now, it is this whole thing. It is just this. It is just this again. So I don't know how much of this is irony, but it does continue. I don't know how much of this is irony, so please remember that.
So I'm always fake flexing, huh? I just got one question for all my haters at home.
Yep.
Where am I?
In your house, which is where I am. I'm not in your house. I'd really rather not be in your house. I'm in my house, but, you know.
And where are you?
My house.
I'm on OpenSea shopping for a lazy lion with a $600 lazy hat. $500 lederhosen, $200 party hat.
That sounds fucking worthless. Ivana Dragmeyer, thank you very much for the resubscription. 4 months into this madness, let's go for 5. I'll take that. I'll take that. So, be proud that you are shopping for a lazy lion. I will instead go shop for something that I can actually use, like, say, Magic the Gathering cards that I can play in a tournament with, where I can be part of a community, the same way that you're proud of being part of a community of people who masturbate over how much money they have. I can pick up another Nerf rifle, where I can be part of the modding community where that's concerned, or go to a competition, and or even an HVZ. I could do any of those things. I could also spend that money on my art team. I could get more patron slides or animations from Jack and Quill and Turning Tide Studios. I could get more assets for my channel from Yarakoro. I could also spend that on getting another model made by Suzu or Remixin or Salem or Bonbon. Those are things that I can do with that money. I can provide that money to actual real people who I actually give a shit about. And get something infinitely more unique than an AI-generated piece of garbage. And yet, that's where I am. And it will cost me. I could commission a new piece from every artist in my circle, and it would still cost me less than a single goddamn NFT, and the copyright rights are identical. What is this madness?
And don't let me remind you about my 14 lazy lions. Where am I? And where are you?
Well, I don't have 14 lazy lions, but I can tell you what I do have. And I think it's infinitely more worthwhile than lazy lions. I have this fall model, and it's wonderful. I have the original version of this particular model design by Remixin. That's here as well. You know what else I have? It's not an NFT. You know, it's not an NFT. But I also have access to the slime model here. You know, this guy. And I think he's much more entertaining to use than an NFT. Just saying. Oh, what else do I have here? Let's see here. Oh, you were talking about $200 hats dropping on your character. I can do that too. Hi. How's it going? I have the ability to have a hat on as well. Let's see here. What else can we do here? Oh, I can do this too. Let's just go ahead and... This one loads up weird. But, you know, we've got this one. And, you know, you want to talk about accessories. I have the ability to do that too. This hair is effectively an accessory. If you want to talk about, you know, your extra outfit pieces, I can do that too. On top of that, I have the ability to do this. But the difference between you and me is that I can actually fucking do something with these. My entire personality is not defined by how many useless pieces of artwork I actually own. Instead, I get to actually use these as an extension of myself for my channel. And here's one of the big issues I have with NFTs and NFT culture. It is entirely self-masturbatory. For something that destroys the environment, is functionally useless, and serves no real difference over and above what copyright already does and exists as. And instead of supplying hundreds of thousands of dollars to a single person purchasing effectively AI-generated assets built off of 160 pre-built art assets, instead, I can get something entirely, actually unique with a different style from any artist who I happen to want to commission. A good bit of the money that I make on my channel does go back into artists here, because, to be quite frank, they're worth a shit ton more than any fucking NFT Ponzi scheme. But go ahead. Be proud that you own, effectively, a piece of garbage on the internet. By all means. I will not stop you from engaging in that kind of toxic happiness. Also, thank you very much for the 100 bits, Katini, Drubaman, and Lady Howl. Y'all seem to be trying to start a hype train. Someone once told me, you do art, you should make NFTs, and I got really frustrated, like, why? An art commission's better and more useful and reasonable Yep. Oh, 110%. Love knowing that my commission work is personal and makes other people happy. No NFT's ever going to do that. Yep, you create a very toxic mindset of people when it comes to NFTs. But, with that said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And as always, everyone, insert end video tagline here. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. If you want access to behind-the-scenes content for the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon. I do weekly vlogs over there, where I give real-life updates to what's going on behind the scenes on the channel, stuff that you don't really get over here, and even on Twitch. Patreon also helps the channel's stability a whole lot. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. Especially with the kind of content that I do, neither YouTube nor Twitch are the most stable sources of income. If you are a $20 and up patron, then you will be featured on the ending slides as shown in the beginning of the end credits. If you want to catch the streams where all this content comes from, then consider heading over to Twitch and following. And if you want to continue watching over here on YouTube, maybe consider clicking one of the end screen videos. And once again, I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me over on my channel. I wouldn't be able to do literally anything that I'm doing over here on YouTube without each and every one of you. So, thank you.